All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. So I wanted to start this new year off. I wanted to say Happy New Year to everybody. Glad people watch my show. Really am. I've been taking a lot of time reading books, learning stuff. Also just having fun with friends, hanging out with buddies. But yeah, no, I think it's really nice as I'm probably going to be a lot less busy at work. They may even, who knows, they'll probably reduce our hours again at some point when things get really slow, but they'll still keep us. It's usually what happens, which I'm totally fine with, by the way. If they reduce me down from 40 to 32, I'd see that coming. That would just be happening. That would just be inevitable. But yeah, just really excited. Get to obviously make another show and hang out with you beautiful people. And I enjoy every minute of it. So just being able to, get on here and make a fool out of myself as I usually do and give out my quirky, crazy opinions, I appreciate it. So I just want to say Happy New Year to all my subscribers, and whether you're subscribers, whether you're just anybody out there watching, or maybe if you're not watching, still, Happy New Year. I hope the world has a better New Year. It doesn't really matter if it's, preferably, I just hope people get better every day. I hope people have better days overall. But so, I guess to start the new year right, we could talk about dividends. We could talk about, evaluating a great company. There's a lot of things we could cover, and I will admit, I'm not the best at evaluating companies. I have a very basic formula, mainly because my formula is basic, because I just want to know, is it a good company overall? Is it overvalued? Does it show signs of growth? That's pretty much my evaluation system, and it's not tough for me to discover it. Are there aspects about a balance sheet that I may not be aware of? Oh God, yes. There may be certain language and lingo and stuff like that that I'm probably not aware of. But that's another reason why I also double check my work with multiple analysts. I look at different analysts out there and see what their opinions are. But before I look at their opinions, I do come up with my own opinion based on my analysis of the balance sheets. They're like their financial statements, all that shit. And I see if they kind of come to the same conclusion that it's worth investing in for the long term, if it, stuff like that. And if, my conclusion adds up with theirs, which usually it does. And here's the thing, I go with very safe companies that are not going to 10x, obviously, companies that pay a dividend, that have a growing dividend, where they themselves as a company grow slowly. But they have cash flow. They've got consistent earnings. They're low cost operations, stuff like that. I mean, when I'm looking for a company, I'm not looking for extravagant craziness. I'm looking for, is it functional? Will it work? Does it do the job? Does it produce something? It's really simple. I mean, evaluating a company doesn't have to be like, I hate to use the term rocket science, but it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be open heart surgery. It doesn't have to be brain surgery. It doesn't have to be any of that. Evaluating a company, especially a company with a good reputation, is usually pretty easy. There's not a lot that's hidden. And if you really want to get into a great company, you always, here's my main philosophy, you should always be willing to buy a great company on the dip, especially if you own a position in it already. But that's one of the reasons why I want a company to pay some sort of yield, some sort of dividend, because I want to know that they could pay it first, even if rough economic times happened. I want to make sure they're constantly having earnings, that it's not just a seasonal thing. Every quarter has to show good earnings. And look, there will always be a quarter that may have a lull, have a bad quarter. That can happen. There are circumstances that make it to where you won't have a profitable quarter, and you should always do the research into it. One of the things that I suggest, though, is diversification. And one of the reasons why I'm a big diversification freak is I want to make sure that, I have companies that I like. I also have other companies that I like. I have tons of companies I love out there. And it's one of those things that you must remain diversified if you want to thrive. So I hope that I can promote the message of diversification to everybody out there on the internets. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being a loyal, sexy viewer. And, you know, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. I believe writing down your goals every day is the best thing you could do. Goals should be habitual. I've lacked lately in writing down my goals, and I'm a little bit pissed off about that. I really got to harp on myself, even if it's just a page. And that's a big thing. You know, you want to make sure that you're always keeping the vision intact, keeping your mind's eye intact, stuff like that. Anyway, later, everybody. Happy New Year once again. I'm going to keep talking about what I usually talk about, obviously, on this show. And for those of you who listen to the podcast, who listen to this, who watch the videos on YouTube, stuff like that, I really appreciate you all. And have an incredible night, everybody. Woo!